Wow. Okay, I've got a lot I can't tell. So, I can't tell that one either. I mean, I'm like actually cycling through them.
The walls are closing in on Diddy after his shocking arrest, and there are whispers of panic echoing through Hollywood. Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher, the glamorous couple of Tinseltown, are now entangled in a web of controversy and uncertainty, with Diddy's chilling allegations threatening to unravel everything they've built. Rumor has it that the two have fled the country in search of refuge from a storm of legal issues. Well, I have a lot I can't tell, so I can't tell that one either. As the drama unfolds, the stakes are higher than ever, and the question is whether they will escape the fallout or will their past catch up with them. Watch this video to learn the shocking details before we dive into the revelation. Before we dive into the revelation, it's important to explore Diddy's relationship history with the Hollywood power couple. Friends and fans are left wondering what secrets they hold and why they are suddenly disappearing from the limelight. Regarding Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis recently, particularly in light of Diddy's recent legal issues, some are beginning to wonder if Ashton has been concealing something for years. He has been an outspoken opponent of human trafficking, using his platform to raise awareness of the problem, but now rumors of his relationship with Diddy are raising eyebrows, and many are wondering how deep that connection goes. What's even more shocking is the abrupt claim that the couple is moving from the United States, as the revelations surrounding. The couple recently went live announcing their continued support for victims, emphasizing that this has been a consistent part of their work. However, their connection to Diddy has raised even more questions, including why Ashton has abruptly left the spotlight and what's behind the rumors of a breakup. Could this be an indication that they know more than they're letting on? Some people speculate that the two are currently in panic, and as more details come to light, Hollywood's darkest secrets could be at risk of being revealed. The FBI has now intervened and is making it clear that this case is far from closed. Reports indicate that Diddy or SHOCKS didn't act alone, which means that additional charges could be looming. Authorities aren't ruling anything out, and the main question on everyone's mind is what Ashton Kutcher and Muniz know that could be connected to Diddy's hidden world. As more details emerge, the mystery between him and Mila only gets deeper, with many wondering if Ashton has revealed more than he has. It's difficult to ignore how everything Ashton touches is now under scrutiny. Once the charming, goofy star of that Seven show and the tech-savvy entrepreneur's recent revelations are painting a very different picture of him, leaving even his most devoted fans questioning everything. This could potentially blow this case wide open. Ashton's connection to Diddy is suddenly being viewed through a much darker lens. Could his role in Diddy's life have been more sinister than anyone ever suspected? Many people are unaware of how long. Ashton Kutcher's relationship with Diddy goes back to 1993, when he founded Bad Boy Records in New York City. This label later changed its name to Bad Boy Entertainment, one of the most influential in the industry, and Diddy didn't just bring any artist into the spotlight, he introduced the world to the notorious B, also known as Christopher Wallace. Bad Boy Entertainment was making millions of dollars, and a significant portion of that success came from the Notorious legacy. It's incredible to consider that Diddy and Puffy have been profiting from Biggie's name for longer than Biggie was alive. The rapper was only 24 when he passed away, but his impact has endured despite his brief life. However, this is where things start to get really interesting. Diddy wasn't just making waves in music, he was everywhere, appearing on fashion TV shows and much more. This is where his odd friendship with Ashton Kutcher comes into play. At first glance, it seemed odd that Diddy, the music mogul, and Ashton, the actor-turned-businessman, were. They were fast friends, but they were close as thieves. They would hang out, watch football, and even go on runs together. Their friendship seemed to surprise everyone, but it all started with Ashton's Punk, that prank show on MTV. From there, Diddy brought his own flavor to the network by producing several seasons of Making the Band, in which up-and-coming stars competed for a chance at fame. During this time, Ashton and Diddy were seen together everywhere, from high-profile events to wild parties. It's a fun fact that when Time magazine named Ashton Kutcher one of the 100 most influential people in 2010, it showed how far his reach had gone beyond acting. Ashton was even a regular at Diddy's famous Labor Day white party in 2010, one of those lavish gatherings where everyone wears white and who knows what goes on behind the scenes. The two seemed to have a close bond, but there was something deeper going on that went unnoticed for years. Diddy compared their dynamic to yin and yang and referred to Ashton Kutcher as a sounding board. He described Ashton as the suave, cool side while being more outspoken, which seemed to be the ideal balance between them. Fast forward to 2019, when Ashton made an appearance on Hot Ones, a show where guests are grilled by host Shay Evans while eating increasingly spicy wings. Naturally, Diddy's legendary parties came up, and Ashton hinted that he had many untold stories. Since Diddy is facing serious charges ranging from illegal transport to racketeering, many people are starting to question whether Ashton knew more than he's letting on. Ashton's close relationship with Diddy has been under scrutiny, and as more information comes to light, it's getting harder to see him as the innocent bystander in all of this. However, this isn't the first time Ashton and Mila have found themselves in the hot seat. Just last year, they were caught up in the middle of it. The backlash focused on their support for Danny Masterson, who was recently sentenced to 30 years to life in prison after being found guilty of serious charges, including assault. Masterson, a former co-star from That 70s Show, was ordered to register as an abuser, and Kutcher and Kunis' defense of him caused a wave of outrage, further complicating their public image. The controversy resurfaced after old statements and videos came back to haunt them. In a strong social media post, Christina Rhode Island boldly indirectly addressed the couple's contentious defense. Her incisive remarks sparked a cascade of revelations about the darker side of Hollywood. Regretfully, I've known many amazing men who were kind to me but later turned out to be abusers behind closed doors. I've also had personal experience with this belief victim. It's not easy to come forward, and it's even harder to secure a conviction. Richie's message didn't end there. In a different post, she added that sometimes people we love and admire can still do terrible things. They may not act that way toward us, but that doesn't mean they didn't do those horrible things to discredit the abused. Without mentioning any names, Richie's words seem to be directed directly at the Kutcher and Kunis controversy. Her strong statements highlight the harsh reality that people who appear wonderful to us can also be predators or... In closing, she stated that if we genuinely claim to support victims, whether they are women, children, men, or boys, we must be able to uphold that belief no matter how challenging it may be. Ashton Kutcher and Kunis have come under fire for their unwavering support of Danny Masterson, especially after writing character references on his behalf after his conviction. To put things in perspective, these letters were sent to Judge Charlene Idle of the Los Angeles Superior Court between in letters from July and August of last year. Following Masterson's conviction for assault in May, which the Hollywood Reporter was able to obtain, Ashton urged the judge to grant Masterson leniency. In his letter, he praised his exceptional character and referred to Masterson as a role model. He also credited Masterson with helping him avoid drugs, saying that anytime we saw someone using medicaments, Danny made it clear that they weren't someone we should be friends with. In her own letter, Mila Kunis echoed similar sentiments, describing Masterson as an exceptional older brother figure and emphasizing his avoidance of drugs. She also shared that his dedication to a drug-free lifestyle had a profound influence on her. Danny's steadfastness in promoting a drug-free lifestyle has been a guiding light in my journey through the entertainment industry, she wrote, crediting him with helping her prioritize her well-being and make healthy decisions. Throughout her career, Mila Kunis has generally made decisions that reflect a sense of responsibility and careful consideration. However, recent events revealed just how polarizing her and husband Ashton Kutcher's actions could be. The couple faced intense public backlash after it was revealed they had written character letters for their longtime friend, actor Danny Masterson, who was convicted of serious charges. The decision sparked outrage, with many criticizing the couple for seemingly standing by someone facing grave accusations. In the face of this uproar, Kunis and Kutcher chose to address the controversy directly, releasing a joint video statement to explain their actions and offer an apology. In the video, Kunis explained the context behind the letters. She shared that Masterson's family had reached out to her and Kutcher, asking them to provide character references. She explained that they wanted to reveal the person they had known for 25 years. Ashton, standing beside her, elaborated on their rationale. A few months ago, Danny's family contacted us and requested that we write character letters to represent the person we've known for 25 years, so the judge could take that into account. He said, emphasizing that these letters were intended solely for the judge's review. The couple maintained that their intention was not to undermine the victims or cause further harm. The letters, however, became a lightning rod for criticism. Critics pointed out that regardless of their intention, the act of writing supportive letters could be seen as minimizing the experiences of the victims, a stance many found troubling given the serious nature of the charges against Masterson. Kutcher expressed that they never wanted to hurt anyone or cast doubt on the victims' experiences. We would never want to do that, he said, and we're sorry if that has happened. Despite their apologies and clarifications, however, public sentiment remained largely unforgiving. One of the loudest critics was journalist Yasha Ali, who highlighted a deeper issue with the letters. Ali noted that some phrases used in the letters appear to align with language and terminology often associated with the Church of Scientology, of which Masterson is a member. This aspect particularly alarmed some observers who felt the letters might have been influenced by Masterson's affiliation with Scientology and could be read as an attempt to subtly question the credibility of the case against him. Ali's critique fueled further backlash on social media, with platforms like X, formerly known as Twitter, lighting up with comments from people who felt disappointed and even betrayed by Kunis and Kutcher's stance. As public scrutiny intensified, many social media users voiced their disappointment, arguing that Kunis and Kutcher's apology felt insufficient. For some, the fact that they chose to support Masterson publicly, even through a character letter, signified a tacit endorsement of his actions regardless of their intentions. The backlash also highlighted how challenging it can be for public figures to navigate personal loyalties while considering the broader implications of their actions, especially in sensitive cases involving serious allegations. In response to the continued criticism, supporters of Kunis and Kutcher argue that their friendship with Masterson did not necessarily mean they condoned his actions. They believe that the letters were written out of a sense of loyalty to a longtime friend and not to discredit the victims. However, for critics, this explanation fell short, as they argued that the couple's actions could be seen as choosing loyalty over accountability, a stance that was especially problematic given their platform and influence. The incident has opened up a larger conversation about the responsibilities of public figures when their private actions intersect with serious public concerns. For Kunis and Kutcher, the controversy has been a reminder of the scrutiny that comes with fame, especially when navigating friendships that span decades. This situation underscores the fine line celebrities must walk when their personal values and loyalties come into conflict with public expectations. While the couple's video apology may have helped clarify their intentions, the backlash serves as a reminder of how challenging it is for public figures to balance private relationships with the broader impact of their actions, especially in cases that involve sensitive and potentially traumatizing issues. In the midst of the ongoing backlash, fans quickly pointed out the irony of Ashton Kutcher's defense of Danny Masterson, particularly given his prominent role in fighting crimes against minors. Kutcher co-founded Thorn, a charity dedicated to combating illegal exploitation of young people in the digital age, with his ex-wife Demi Moore. Another user echoed this sentiment, saying the apology felt more like "Sorry, public. We didn't know our letters would be read publicly, but we still support our friend in court." As the controversy grew, Christina Rye returned to social media to clarify her earlier remarks, which many thought were directed at Kutcher. The group collaborates with tech companies, non-governmental organizations, and law enforcement to combat the growing problem of online abuse. One fan expressed their frustration, saying, "I hope no one forgot Ashton Kutcher is a co-founder of Thorn. It's interesting that a man who claims to advocate for abuse victims also defended a man accused of such a thing." In an Instagram story that she shared with her 1.6 million followers, Kunis Rhode Island stated that was not her intention. She explained that recent events had simply caused her to think more deeply about the subject. "It's just something I've been thinking about generally as various people's wrongdoings have come to light over the past couple of years. And I too have found it difficult to reconcile the person or people I knew with the things they've done." Christina reaches word choice. Fans have expressed concern over her description of discrediting victims as a crime, with many thinking that Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis should also be held accountable for their support of Danny Masterson. However, as accusations against Ashton start to come to light, one of Masterson's accusers, Chrissy Bixler, is now criticizing Kutcher for his support of Masterson in court. Bixler dated Masterson and has publicly accused him of assault, and she has revealed old footage that casts a shadow. "Did you forget I was there? You were on speakerphone that night. You called Denny on February 21st, 2001. I hear everything. I heard the plan. In my opinion, you're just as sick as your mentor." Bixler's remarks imply that she has knowledge of conversations that could potentially implicate Kutcher in a much deeper narrative surrounding Masterson's actions. Chrissy addressed Kutcher directly on Instagram this past weekend, revealing some troubling information in her post. On February 21st, 2001, Ashton Kutcher's then-girlfriend Ashley Ellerin was involved in a very disturbing incident. On that fateful night, Kutcher called Ashley multiple times and finally went to her Hollywood Hills apartment. He later testified that he saw what he initially believed to be red wine on the ground through her window, but later realized it was blood. Assuming she wasn't home, he left her apartment. The tragic truth is that Ashley was later found dead, and Michael Guru, who became known as the Chrissy, sent Kunis a pointed message expressing her hope that she would start processing her own childhood experiences after learning that the Hollywood Ripper was ultimately found guilty of her murder. She also said that your old interviews are very telling, which suggests that Chrissy believes Kunis may have faced her own challenges while working in Hollywood. To bolster her claims, Chrissy shared a number of old clips showing interactions between Ashton and Kunis, as well as one involving Mila and Danny. A recently resurfaced clip featuring Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis has reignited public scrutiny as it delves into their initial meeting and first on-screen kiss while working on that '70s show. In another clip, Chrissy Bixler, one of the women who came forward with allegations against Kutcher's longtime friend Danny Masterson, shared a moment from Kutcher's MTV show Punk, which has particularly alarmed viewers. In this clip, Kutcher introduces then 15-year-old Hilary Duff, saying, "And she's one of the girls that we're all waiting for to turn 18. This comment, unsettling in retrospect, has added fuel to the already intense backlash Kutcher is facing as audiences begin to question his past comments and interactions. The clip has set off a storm of outrage on social media, with many fans and critics alike expressing disgust at the tone of Kutcher's remarks about Duff. Viewers have been quick to draw connections between this behavior and the recent allegations against Masterson, questioning whether Kutcher's relationships and professional circle may have contributed to a culture of inappropriate behavior. Outraged comments have flooded online platforms with users demanding accountability. "He and Danny were clearly creeping on these young girls," wrote one viewer, while another stated, "We need more of these canceled Ashton Kutcher videos," echoing a growing sentiment that the actor's past actions are worthy of reevaluation. The resurfaced clip, combined with Kutcher's support of Masterson in recent legal battles, has led to widespread calls for Kutcher to face further consequences. Fans and the public at large are not only disturbed by Kutcher's past comments but are also questioning the broader implications of his long-standing friendship with Masterson, who was recently convicted of serious crimes. With Kutcher and Kunis recently under fire for the character letters they wrote in support of Masterson, these new revelations only heightened the scrutiny around the couple. Kutcher's remark about Duff, while dismissed by some as a poorly aged joke, now appears in a different light, especially given the ongoing public debate about accountability and the impact of celebrity influence. Meanwhile, the focus has also shifted to Mila Kunis, whose silence in the midst of this controversy has become increasingly conspicuous. Speculation has emerged that Kunis' recent distance may hint at tension in her relationship with Kutcher, with rumors circulating about a possible breakup. Reports from unnamed sources suggest that Kunis is growing increasingly dissatisfied with Kutcher's behavior, fueling speculation that she may be reconsidering her stance amid the controversy. In recent weeks, Kunis has refrained from publicly addressing any of the controversies, leaving fans to wonder if this silence reflects personal conflicts or strategic distance. The situation is further complicated by a broader context that includes an FBI investigation into music mogul Sean Diddy Combs and his associates, adding an additional layer of intrigue to the unfolding drama. Rumors suggest that Kunis could potentially be working with authorities, leading to speculation that she might be distancing herself from Kutcher for legal reasons. With years of shared experiences and insights into Kutcher's private life, Kunis may possess information that could have serious consequences for him if she were to share it with investigators. For fans and the public, these developments open the door to speculation about what could come next. Many believe that if Kunis were cooperating with federal investigators, it would indicate that the tension between her and Kutcher goes far beyond personal disagreements. While the idea of Kunis aiding authorities remains unconfirmed, the rumor itself has taken on a life of its own online as fans debate the possible reasons for her silence and the implications of a potential separation. The public's fascination with this situation reflects a growing impatience with celebrity misconduct and a desire for accountability across all levels of fame and influence. Social media platforms are flooded with comments from people who feel that celebrities should not be immune from scrutiny, particularly when their actions appear to cross ethical lines. As Kunis and Kutcher continue to face public scrutiny, it remains to be seen how they will address the mounting speculation surrounding their relationship, especially if the rumors of Kunis' potential collaboration with federal investigators gain further traction. In the meantime, this incident serves as a broader cautionary tale, highlighting the power of resurfaced clips and social media in reshaping public opinion. For Kutcher and Kunis, the stakes are high as the backlash grows. They may have to navigate both personal and public challenges that could have lasting impacts on their careers and personal lives. Whether or not the rumors surrounding Kunis' silence prove to be true, the controversies have cast a long shadow over both stars, forcing them to confront difficult questions about accountability, loyalty, and the limits of public forgiveness. Offering crucial information that might clarify Ashton's role in Diddy's purported illegal actions, but others claim she is an accomplice and they are both preparing to avoid their doomed destiny. Diddy has been making headlines for weeks after being arrested, and now reports show he is refusing to eat while incarcerated. There are rumors that he is afraid someone might poison him, raising questions about his safety behind iron bars. Sources close to the matter suggest Diddy's paranoia is at an. Larry Levine, a former prisoner, has fueled the fire by claiming that Diddy may have stopped eating altogether out of fear that someone might tamper with his food. Larry implies that Diddy has serious secrets about people with significant wealth and influence, which could lead to drastic measures to silence him before he takes the stand. This is especially true given that his testimony could reveal damaging information about powerful figures in the industry. Diddy's fans are growing increasingly concerned that he might not live long enough to tell his side of the story. This concern is heightened by the mysterious deaths of other high-profile figures who were set to testify against him, which further exacerbates his problems. Dog and DJ Khaled have all been mentioned, hinting at the web of connections that could be at stake. While some dismiss Diddy's fears as mere paranoia, others believe this situation marks the beginning of a much larger story. A judge recently denied Diddy's bail request despite his desperate attempts to. Diddy offered an astounding $50 million in an attempt to secure his release, and he even suggested using his own multi-million-dollar Miami doll mansions as collateral. In an unexpected move, he even included the passports of his children, including his 1-year-old who is barely old enough to walk, but the judge remained unmoved and firmly stated that Diddy would remain in custody. This rejection sends a clear message that Diddy's situation is serious and that he won't be leaving anytime soon. His attempts to buy his way out show how serious his situation is and indicate that the legal battle ahead is likely to be fierce. Diddy tried to secure his release by offering a staggering $18 million mansion as collateral, but the average bail for serious crimes in California is around $2 million, typically requiring only 10% or $200,000 up front, which can often be covered by putting up one's house or other assets as collateral. It appears that jail time is the price for Diddy's alleged wrongdoings, but according to the indictment that was made public after his arrest, the charges against him go back to 2008, so what exactly put Diddy in this situation? The judge still denied his bail request, highlighting the crucial fact that no amount of money or a lavish lifestyle can shield someone from the consequences of their actions. If you engage in shady dealings to achieve success, eventually those actions will catch up with you. He allegedly had hotels all over the nation on his payroll to ensure that his operation ran smoothly, and his reach went beyond just his celebrity status. What's more concerning is that there are claims that he maintained a network of people who were in charge of silencing his victims. In some cases, when victims spoke out, they were subjected to intimidation tactics such as threats of violence. Reports indicate that firearms were brandished to instill fear and ensure compliance from those who. Diddy didn't operate alone, as recent charges show that he was at the heart of a vast criminal enterprise. The accusations go far beyond throwing wild parties, exposing a grim and unsettling reality. Diddy has been charged with the RICO conspiracy, which implicates him in a number of horrible activities, such as forced labor, transporting people across state lines for illegal purposes, bribery, and obstructing justice. Reports suggest that Diddy used threats and manipulation to force women to attend these horrifying parties, some of which were captured on camera. These events weren't just get-togethers, they frequently lasted for several days, and victims needed intravenous fluids to recuperate from the severe physical and psychological harm they endured. Tragically, many of Diddy's victims were flown into the U.S. under false pretenses with no idea what was in store for them. The methods used to manipulate these people were extremely unsettling, and the investigation found that a large supply of baby oil and lubricants was. The recent raid marked a turning point in the case against Diddy, from a possible escape with few consequences to a scenario where prison time seems increasingly likely with a mounting pile of evidence against him. It is clear that this is not just a series of lawsuits. Serious legal repercussions are on the horizon. Stored in hotel rooms with over 1,000 bottles allegedly discovered, this was used to facilitate the abuse inflicted on both women and men during these grotesque gatherings. As the events continue to unfold, it begs the question of what Diddy's future holds given the shifting legal landscape beneath him. Earlier this year, comedian Cat Williams made the bold prediction that 2024 would be the year of truth-telling, and Sharp Williams specifically called out Diddy, claiming that the rapper would finally be exposed for his true nature. This is just one of many previous allegations made against Diddy, including those made by Cassie and Jaguar Wright, who have both come forward with their own troubling experiences involving him. It's difficult to predict Diddy's fate given the overwhelming evidence and the seriousness of the charges against him. The denial of his $50 million bail gives a stark indication of how serious the situation is. If convicted, Diddy could face a significant amount of time behind bars. This case serves as a powerful reminder that wealth, power, and influence are potent. Diddy will likely have to navigate a series of court appearances and possibly face serious charges that could change the course of his life.